Hi everyone, this is William from the Headphone Experience. I'm here tonight with my first impressions of the iFi Audio Hip Dac 2. This was loaned to me for review by iFi Audio, and this currently sells for $189 US. This is a portable USB DAC with a built-in headphone amp. It's enclosed in an aluminum case that is a sunset orange in color. This accepts formats of PCM, DSD, DXD, and MQA. It has two headphone outputs. One would be a 3.5 millimeter single-ended output. The other would be a 4.4 millimeter balanced output. The power output is rated at 280 milliwatts from the single-ended output and 400 milliwatts from the balanced output. This uses a lithium polymer battery that's rated at 2200 milliamp hours and has an estimated runtime of 8 hours. I haven't tried running it anywhere near that long yet, so when I get back to you in my full review, I'll try to let you know if that's accurate or not, if it actually does run that long. It uses a USB input that is a Type A USB cable, and it is a female, and I'll try to give you a look at that. It uses a female type input, which I guess the reason for that is it's more sturdy, more durable. And the charging on the back of this, it has a charging USB input, and that is a USB Type C. This has a adjustable gain control. There's basically two settings, and iFi calls it power match, which you have a button on the front that lets you switch between low gain and high gain. And then it also has an X bass button similar to what's on the iFi Audio Zen DAC and Zen Can, where it's basically an analog bass boost, and it doesn't say on the website how many decibels it does boost. I believe on the Zen Can and Zen DAC it's a 12 decibel boost. It is significant, but I'm not sure if it's that much or not. It sounds pretty close, though. It is a substantial boost to the bass. The size of this unit is 4 inches long. It's 2.8 inches wide, and it's about 0.6 of an inch tall. And iFi claims a weight of 128 grams. It actually weighed in on my scale at a slightly heavier 142 grams, which works out to exactly 5 ounces. This does come with 3 cables, and I'll give you a quick look here. This one here is a female Type A USB to a male Type A, and like I said, on the back of the unit, it uses a female Type A input. So, actually, I'm sorry, it's a male output on the back of the unit instead of the standard female. So you need the female input here, or the female cable. So this does plug into the back here. And now you can plug this into, I use it with my laptop computer with this cable. Then you've got a female Type A to a male Type C, which this I could use, same thing, plug it into the back of this unit, and this will connect to my Android tablet that I also use to test this unit. And then the third cable that comes with it is a USB-A to USB-C, and this is the one you use into the charging port on this to charge it up. And you charge it from any USB charger. Try to give you a closer look at the unit here. Start out on the side here. The first button would be your, power match. This is your gain control. You push it once, you're in low gain. Push it a second time, you're in high gain. It does have a light to let you know when it's in high gain. Then you've got your bass boost, which is the same thing, on or off, and then it's got a light to let you know when you've got the bass boost on. And then this center knob here would be your volume control and your on-off switch. It clicks off, and then it's your standard volume control. Then you've got your headphone outputs here. The first one would be your 4mm balanced output, and then your 3.5mm single-ended output. And then once again on the back, you have a male USB-A input for your USB input from your computer or tablet or phone or whatever you're going to plug it into. And then you've got your charging input, which is a USB-C. For this review, and like I said, this is just my first impressions. I've got a few hours listening time in on this. And for testing this, I used the USB output from my HP desktop computer, which is a USB-A output on that. And then I used the USB-C output of my Android tablet. And the headphones I used reviewing this are the LSA HP2 Ultra, which I used from the single-ended output of this, a 3.5mm, and the Hi-Fi Man Aria Stealth, which is fairly hard to drive. It's easier than, quite a bit easier to drive than the older versions of the Aria. The older versions were harder to drive than the Sandara. The stealth version of the Aria is actually easier to drive than the Sandara. And I haven't tried the Sandara with this yet, which is a fairly hard to drive headphone, but I will do that before I do my full review. But anyway, for this first impressions video, I did use the Hi-Fi Man Aria Stealth with a 4.4mm Pentacon cable from the balanced output of this. And seems to have plenty of power for both. I did I tried the HP2, which is a fairly easy to drive dynamic type headphone. But I did use that from the single-ended output, and with it on low gain, I was at about 11 o'clock on the volume knob for normal listening, and then with it on high gain, I was at about 10 o'clock for normal listening. But it had plenty of power. Did a good job either way, low gain or high gain. You know, it had plenty of power to bring out good solid bass and all that. With the Aria, I don't think I tried it on low gain. I think seemed a little bit short on power on low gain, but with it, this is from the balanced output. But on high gain, I was once again at about 10 o'clock on the volume knob and didn't feel like this unit was short on power at all. Even, like I said, that's a planar headphone. Fairly hard to drive, and this did a real good job. It got really good sound out of the Aria from this little portable Hip Dac. And to be honest, this thing's about a fourth the size I was expecting. I was expecting longer, wider, thicker. That was my first impression. It was just how small this unit actually is. I was really surprised by that. And this is the first portable Hip Dac that I've reviewed. I haven't, not really into portable stuff that much, but Hi-Fi offered to send this to me, and I figured why not, kind of expand a little bit, get into some portable stuff. So kind of long overdue. So anyway, getting into the sound, the first thing I have to say is I'm just very impressed. Very decent sound out of this, for something so small. It's clean. It sounds like it doesn't sound like it's short on power. I don't hear any distortion. I don't hear any clipping. Like I said, even with the Aria, this is the stealth version, but from the balanced output, it, especially in high gain, seems to have plenty of power for the Aria. I don't feel like, it's lacking. I know usually planar magnetic type headphones, if you don't provide enough current, the bass gets real thin, and they lack dynamics. I know that's the way it was with the first Aria. If that thing was underpowered, it just lost all dynamics, especially in the bass, and just had a real soft sound to it. And I don't hear that at all using the newer Aria Stealth with this on high gain. It seems to have plenty of power to make it sound good. It's got good solid bass. There's no roll off that I can hear at either end. The frequency response, the extension is very good on both ends, top and bottom. And it's got a really good sound stage. It's got good width, good depth, good height. I don't feel like the sound stage is lacking at all on this. And basically, the only thing I've compared this to so far, and I realize it's a desktop, but that would be the iFi Audio Hip Dac, which you can see sitting on the bench right behind me. And I like this so much that I bought it. Instead of sending it back to iFi, I bought that and have been using it as my desktop amp DAC for quite a while. And on my year-end review, I rated that as the best DAC amp combo at a budget price. I think that now sells for like $189, the newer version of it. But like I said, I really like the iFi Hip Dac, and to be honest, I haven't compared the two extensively, but just a few minutes of switching back and forth. This actually sounds very similar to the Hip Dac. So if you have had a Hip Dac or heard the Hip Dac and like it, this is basically a portable battery-operated version of the Hip Dac that you can carry around. I mean, it basically has the same features. You've got your USB input. Like I said, it decodes PCM, DSD, DXD, MQA, and it's got your two outputs. The only difference is the Hip Dac uses a 6.3 millimeter single-ended. This uses a 3.5. But you've got your two gain settings. You've got your bass boost. So basically, my first impression is this is a portable, battery-operated Hip Dac you can take anywhere. So I like it a lot. This is just my first impressions. I'm going to try to get back to you in a couple weeks and see if there's anything else I can compare this to. But and I also want to try it with some harder to drive headphones and a wider variety. I just tried it with those two headphones, and I mean, probably not many people are going to use an Aria with a portable, being an open back and all that. The LSA HP2, which is a closed back dynamic headphone, works really well with this, and I could see myself using that with this as a portable, if I'm out where I'm not going to have access to my home equipment. So but I want to try this with a few other headphones, and I want to try it with something harder to drive, like the Sundara, see how it holds up to that. The Sundara takes some pretty decent power to sound right. So anyway, I'll get back to you in a couple weeks and let you know what I think. But so far I'm really liking this, and it's a good little unit, but to be honest, I haven't heard anything bad from iFi yet. They're a pretty impressive company, and that's why I like reviewing their equipment. So I'll be seeing you in a couple of weeks with my full review. In the meantime, thanks for watching my video. If this video helped you, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, and you are all welcome to join us over at the Headphone Experience on Facebook. We're up to, I think, close to 15.3 thousand members. So hope to see you there. Once again, thanks for watching my video.